Chapter 1. Welcome to the Terrorverse. Death has come to your little town, Sheriff. Now you can either ignore it, or you can help me stop it. Dr. Loomis, Halloween, 1978. Those of us who become trapped in a horror movie have a choice. We can either line up with the other cattle and march into the slaughterhouse, or we can fight back. Yes, it's a long way to the final credits. No, the odds aren't in our favor, but that's no excuse to lie down and let the filmmakers have their way with us. Choose to learn the new rules. Choose them in your favor. Choose life. How do I know if I'm in a horror movie? Horror movie characters aren't killed by machete-wielding monsters or reincarnated psychopaths. They're killed by ignorance. Ignorance of the mortal danger they're in, of the butcher lurking in every shadow, of the new rules. Ignorance of the fact they're in a horror movie. How do you know if you've been sucked into the Terrorverse? Sometimes the signs are unmistakable. For instance, if you're a teenage babysitter caring for a mute toddler in a remote Maine cabin during a once-in-a-century blizzard, while an escaped killer, bearing a strange resemblance to the handicapped boy you and your friends bullied off an embankment and left for dead all those years ago, roam the woods, you're probably in a horror movie. But unless you've landed in the sloppiest of direct-to-video hack jobs, the cliches are going to be more subtle, your screenwriter more inventive, and your survival less likely. Number 1. Determine how you came to own this book. In movies, things rarely happen without a reason. Therefore, the simple fact that you're holding a book called How to Survive a Horror Movie means probably someone's trying to tell you something. Think hard. How did you end up holding this book? I'm just browsing in a bookstore. There's still a chance it's just a coincidence. Be warned though, if you take this thing to the counter and buy it, your chances of being in a horror movie go through the roof. I ordered it online. This is not good. Computers can be a gateway to unspeakable evil. Perhaps you were merely enticed by the gorgeous cover and incredibly reasonable price. Someone gave it to me as a gift. Yikes! Getting a book called How to Survive a Horror Movie as a gift? That's like giving a young Liz Taylor how to survive a divorce. Oh, I just thought it'd make a nice gift, Liz. I'm sure you'll never need it. I found it in the woods. There's only one genre that would allow a clumsy, contrived screenwriting like that. Proceed directly to Slasher Survival School, page 44. Number 2. Take a look around. The environment should offer some clues. If you're on a crowded city street in broad daylight, you're probably safe. For now. But if you're anywhere remote, the woods, an old house, an abandoned mental institution in the middle of a blackout, then yes, your chances of being in a horror movie are much higher. How the location looks and sounds can be helpful too. Does everything look slightly grainy? This could indicate that you're being shot on film, or that you're developing cataracts. Either way, not good. Is it poorly lit? Is everything bathed in a bright blue light even though it's supposed to be nighttime? Are there shadowy corners that you should be able to see into, but can't? What is a set decoration like? Can you see children's sidewalk chalk drawings that should have been washed away ages ago? Is everything suddenly covered in cobwebs or rust? Is there a thin layer of smoke on the ground for no reason? Do you hear strange sounds? Do strange ch-ch-ch-ch, or metal-on-metal noises seem to come out of nowhere? Does the music crescendo every time you open a door? Are you speaking Japanese? According to the laws of early 21st century cinema, anyone speaking Japanese is in a horror movie. If the answer to any of these questions is affirmative, then we have to consider the possibility that you've become trapped in a horror movie. 3. Take a look at yourself. Are you or any of your companions wearing a varsity letter jacket? Is there an achingly attractive yet sexually paralyzed female in your midst? Do all of your friends look suspiciously like members from Smallville and Gilmore Girls? If so, your chance of meeting an untimely end have just increased by a factor of 10. Determine if you fit any of the classic horror movie stereotypes. The nice guy with the monosyllabic first name, the slutty goth chick, the virginal cops/priest/richest man in town's daughter, the nerd or neebish Jew, the congenial fat guy or deputy, the sex-crazed a-hole or Italian, the black guy who buys it in 20 minutes, the black guy's girlfriend who buys it 24 minutes in. If you bear an uncanny resemblance to you or your companions, you're almost certainly in a horror movie. But before we panic, let's confirm the diagnosis. 4. Conduct the MAD test. MAD stands for Motivation and Dialogue and is one of the quickest, most accurate ways of confirming the presence of the Terrorverse. Motivation. If you, or your friends, feel strangely compelled to do any of the following, you're definitely in a horror movie. Dig up a coffin to make sure something's really dead. Harass a hobo or a retarded child. Play with a Ouija board or read from a dusty old book. Have sex in that house where the guy killed his whole family. Carve a crucifix into your face with a rusty screwdriver. Dialogue. Ask each of your companions, what time is it? If they answer with the following, you're in deep trouble. The a-hole Italian, time for some pussy, that's what freaking time it is. The black guy's girlfriend, oh no you didn't. The nerd neebish Jew, wow, I didn't even think you knew my name. The slutty goth, I'm your ex, not your Rolex. The fat guy, mouthful of lasagna. Check the calendar. There are only 3 months in the horror movie year. July, October, and December. In July, teens are off from school, free to drink, wear bikinis, and attend summer camp, and take each other's virginity at will. October is, of course, the unholiest of months, when long-dead serial killers, ghosts, witches, and all manner of beasts return to the world of the living to seek revenge. And December is reserved for Christmas killing sprees, evil Santas, possessed stepfathers, gremlins, and snowbound caretakers. If the nearest calendar reads May, you can relax a little. However, if every Friday falls on the 13th of the month, forget the month, you're toast. Check your watch. The horror movie day is still 24 hours long, but 21 of those hours are at night. It's almost always dark. All signs point to a horror movie. Ditto if the moon is always full. But even more telling than the lopsided night-day ratios are the huge gaps in your personal space continuum. If you find yourself asking, how did I get here, again and again, it's probably because an editor had lopped out all the boring bits of your daily existence. Walking from point A to point B, sitting on the couch watching a cops marathon, and taking showers. Unless you're a girl with spectacular boobs.